So Luke's comment before the live stream started. Hi, Sergey. Hi. I'm good. I feel like it's getting more, I don't know, like part of my routine. It's been about a month. I think this is my fourth live streaming, like weekly live streaming. So, yep. Hey. I'm trying to watch it over here as well, but it's not starting on my iPad. Oh, maybe it's starting. Hey guys. I'm gonna wait around a bit. Oh, yep, I think it's Genki desu ka? Hi, Genki desu. Okay, I think it's live streaming good. Can you guys hear me? I'm a little bit afraid of not having enough topics to cover already. What? Hey Norm. I didn't expect you to join. Wait. What do you mean 90? What? I don't. What? 95? Hi Tobias. Hey guys. It's kind of funny because like I probably mentioned my real name in one particular video. I don't even remember which one, but I'm pretty sure that I introduced my real name in one particular video. And then only those people who have watched that particular video a couple years back knows my name. And they call me Shiori. So like, yeah, it's super cool. 大丈夫できるよ、頑張って。Yeah, give me some topics, right? Hi, hey guys. Oh, people started to join. Cool. So, I picked this article. I'm gonna introduce the article in a minute, but I picked this article because it's been talked about. It's been talked about for the past, I don't know, several years, probably before COVID broke out. And I actually didn't know when it was exactly the time that the Japanese law would change, but do I what do you think they should be adult younger? No. I don't mean that way. But it's starting from April 1st. So next Saturday, I think. Next Saturday. But no younger than 18. Yeah, I think so. I think so too. So depending on like where you live, right? Depending on the country, the legal age is different. And in the States, it's 18. And in Japan, do you know what age? Let's see if anyone can guess right. I think normally it's 18 in other countries. Oh, I should have looked up the ages in different countries, but I didn't. Oh, okay. So I think it's a very common sense. So in Japan, the legal age is 20. And so that's why we have the coming of age day ceremony in January, the second Monday of January. And that's when we wear the specific type of kimono. And then boys may wear the kimono, the hakama type, or they might wear the suit depending on the person. But mostly for girls, you can wear suit. But most of the girls would wear a special type of kimono called a furisode. because the sode is the oh, I forgot the English. Sode ってなんだっけ? Anyway, there is like a little extra cloth under your arm, and then that's like way longer than usual. And that longer version is called furisode, and then that's only worn by like, how can I say, single girls, so who are not married yet. Yeah. And then once you're married, you have to wear the shorter one. Sleeve, yeah, thank you. Sleeve, yeah, sleeve. Why did I forget the word? I have no idea. Oh, maybe because I haven't spoken English the whole day today. I didn't have English classes today, so I only stuck with the Cram school. So I taught math and I taught Aiken, the English exam, but I used Japanese to explain the grammar and whatnot. So partially Japanese, and then I taught Japanese and so on. So my brain is a little bit Japanese today, I think. But yeah, so it used to be 20, and then, like, becoming a 20, becoming an adult, it was like super big thing in Japan. And by the way, did you realize the background? I changed a bit. Just a bit. You moved to the sofa. And yeah, like, I decided to, like, install the screen thingy because this wall is really bad looking. This room used to be my brother's room, and so there are so many, like, scratches and, like, you know holes and stuff like that, so it's really bad. And so I decided to install this, like, roll up curtain, and I thought pink would bring a nice warm color, but I don't think it looks pink in this, like, in the video. Yeah, it's more like beige, but it's actually baby pink. And but after I installed this, I realized it's just like blah. There's like nothing going on. But I guess I'm trying few things. But hopefully I can get a studio, well, kind of like apartment, but I can turn it into like a YouTube studio sometime soon. So uh and then, yeah, that's the brother that playing video game next room. So one of my brother moved out, and he lives in other prefectures, and then the youngest one he moved to my old room, and he's playing video game right now. He graduated from university past week, I think. Yeah, last week. And so he's free now. He's like, anyway. So going back to the whole 2018 thing. So okay. So yeah, I think not so many people are talking about the legal ages in other countries, but probably mostly 18, because like 18 is the time that you go to college, right? And but okay, so let's see. Here we go, and it's not working. Oh no. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Okay, here we go. Okay. So on April 1st, the Civil Code and juvenile law will be revised, which will allow 18-year-olds to do many things without parental or guardian consent. This is the biggest thing, right? And this includes purchasing a cell phone, signing an apartment lease, taking out a car loan, signing up for a credit card, and even getting married. However, the legal age for buying alcohol and cigarettes and gambling, like horse racing, will remain at 20. So it'll be very, very complicated. So you can't drink, you can't smoke, you can't gamble. By the way, you can only gamble in a specific place. Like you are allowed to gamble on horses and boats, and then I think like pachinko. Have you ever heard of that? It's like a slot machines. Kind of like a arcade, but you actually that's kind of a gambling in a way. So those are basically the main three things that you can gamble in Japan. So if you gamble on like poker or something like that, and you're out, yeah, that's illegal. Just so you know. And we do not have a casino. Casino is illegal in Japan at the moment. Pachinko, yeah. I like arcade, but much louder, yeah. Much louder and it's smoky and just. Ugh. I never played pachinko in my life, so I have no idea. There's like I used to work in a souvenir shop in Dogo area. That's like a sightseeing place, and then we have like kind of like a memorandum, and I have to like bring that to the next door pachinko, and I have to go through. That's like only time I've been in pachinko in my life, and it's like super loud and it kind of stinky, and it's like oh yeah. So I'm not a big fan of it. But anyway, so basically you can gamble at any age in Japan. However, for other things, uh, the main things, main adulthood, you can do basically anything without your parents' agreement. So that's a big step, right? And but what do you think? What do you think? 18 will be mature enough to make such an important decision? Let's see. What do you think? Ah, so many comments. Interesting. 18 is adult in the US, but it's 19 in my state, and the drinking is at 21. Yeah, drinking is 21 in America. Yeah. So if you think about America, that's like very complicated as well. So maybe I shouldn't complain about Japanese this weird law. Because like in the states, you can smoke at 18, and you are adult at 18, and then you can drink from 21, right? That's ridiculous too. So, yeah, well, anyway. Well, I can do this. Okay. Pachinko is not technically gambling, but like, someone said that. Someone said it's basically gambling. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not expert. Let's see, let's see, let's see. What do you think about becoming an adult at 18? 18 is good, but people should be older when going to military. Too much young kids are sent to war. Yeah, that's one of the thing. Um, I thought that was like a typical American thing. I really don't want to talk about war and the military and stuff because it's like I don't have enough knowledge to talk about it. But when I was in Hawaii, Hawaii has lots of military bases, so like there are many people who are involved in military. And so there are actually places that you cannot access if you are not part of the military, right? And my host dad used to be a captain of Navy. And so he had that little like, military card and everything. So his wife also had one. So when we go out for shopping, because like that's when I basically learn what military is. And so when you want to go to the grocery store, it's better to go to the one grocery store on the military base than going to like a Walmart or some other places. Because what I heard back then, I might be wrong, but what I heard was that the one on the military base don't take consumption taxes, and so it's cheaper, and that's how they go. That's why they go there. And then also I had a who is it? One of my friends in Hawaii. He was considering going to the military because he would get paid to go to college and stuff. Yeah. So I thought that was like a only American thing that you get paid to study and stuff, but like seems like Japan also has a facility. It's actually a college, but you get paid to go to the college, and then you have to serve in Jietai, the military, Japanese military. And I don't want to say that because like there are like many arguments over it because like Japan doesn't have a military. It's called like Jietai, like self defense, blah blah blah. And then but the other on the other hand, they were like, oh, it's basically same as a military. Like I don't want to get into that, but yeah. So anyway, what was I talking about? But yeah, so I guess like people who don't really have enough money to go to college, then yeah, I understand why some of them would choose to go to that type of like college. And so it's like, um, and as no, I'm not getting into any like military talk. Like, no, I'm not because I have no knowledge. Um, so what we were talking about? Okay, Switzerland also uses 18 for the age's majority. In my view, it makes sense to put the age somewhere close to when you start working and then make your own decisions. Yeah. So I guess, okay. Okay, so here's the thing. Here's my thought. I've seen Japanese kids and then also American teens, right? Because I was in America from the age of 16 to 20, and I was also like I was going back and forth during that time, so I also interacted with kids in Japan as well during that time. And what I noticed when I went to America, and also after I came back to Japan, Japanese kids are so naive. Yeah. It's a good thing, actually. It is a good thing, but because they are protected by the law, by the parents, by the society, and then they can be kids in Japan. So they are not ready for the society. And that was actually one of the reasons why I studied abroad when I was at the age of 16. Many people said that I should wait until I go to college. And I don't have to go to college in America in order to study in America. I could just take the normal entrance exam in Japan to enter a good Japanese college, then use the study abroad program or something, and then study in America for like 1 year, and then get a credits from both schools and then graduate in 4 years. And I thought about that too, but at the time I already knew that Americans legal age is 18, so I actually didn't want to cross the 18, like the like I didn't want to be the adult when I first go to the States, because I have to be responsible for everything, right? And I knew that I was not ready for that. So I needed to be minor when I go to America for the first time, and so that the law and then like the host parents and everyone around me will be responsible of me. And so I would take care of myself. But they also like teach me what I should do and then what I shouldn't do. And so even though my host parents of especially host dad was like super duper strict because like he's like typical military person, and I didn't like him that much, but he taught me very very important things, like, and especially it was Hawaii, so it was like still safe, but he taught me so many things that that I wouldn't even think of. And one of the typical things that I can't still get rid of, because that's what I was told when I was in Hawaii. It was not from him, but from somebody else. And when you are leaving your stuff in a car, well, first of all, you don't do that. And then second of all, if you absolutely need to do that, you have to hide it in the trunk or hide it under the seat or hide it somewhere that no one can see from the outside. Because they will crack your window open and then steal the purse. It doesn't matter if you have any valuables in it, right? And I was like, that was very shocking when I first heard it. Like, people actually do that, right? And then since I started doing that, like, hiding my purse under the seat and things like that, and it's been how many years? Like almost 10 years, like I since I came back from the States. But still, when I go for shopping and then I have to leave something in a car, then I have to, like, I know, like, it's Japan, no one would do that, but I was like, okay, I'm just gonna hide it underneath, like, under the seat, or like at least I'm gonna put it in the back seat so that they have a tinted windows so people can't see it from outside. And so it's just like kind of stuck with me, right? And but actually, I had a friend a long time ago. She and her family visited her aunt in Australia. So it's not even America. Somebody said like America is so violent, but like not just America. So they went to Australia for a couple of weeks, and then they decided to go to the park, and then park their car by the park, and then that sounds like a tongue twister. Um, and then they were super Japanese, so they didn't know that like not to leave anything in the car. So they left the purse or something in the car, and then it was like maybe 30 minutes, 1 hour, so it wasn't that long. But when they came back to the car, the window was cracked open, and then the purse was stolen. So when I heard that, when like actually mom heard that story first, and then she was like, did you know, like, like their purse got stolen, blah blah blah. I was like, what did they do? What happened? And then I heard that story. It's like, yeah, yeah, that will happen. Like everyone can expect that. So I think, like, so I was there. I was in Hawaii for about 10 months, about a year, and I taught. I was like, I learned so many things, and it was tough because you have to adjust your mind, right? And it's completely different. But then now you know how to protect yourself, how to act, and so far and so forth. So when I went back to America uh, to go to college, I had no problem. I was able to protect myself. I was able to uh, act like an adult, even though I was only 18 back then. But I don't know. Like when I was speaking with my friends, it doesn't matter if they are academically smart or not. They have they understand like the world a lot better than Japanese people. Japanese people have their knowledge in order to pass the college entrance exam. But so they sometimes they don't know the typical like pop culture, and they cannot debate on that. But Americans, on the other hand, I know like Americans education isn't the best. And like I have many American friends, but they're like, "Oh, Japanese education is the best." Like, so I don't know, but still they have a lot more like common knowledge than Japanese kids who are in the same age. And also American kids have more strong opinions over it, and then they can debate on that. Like we can have a good argument, we can have a good discussion. But Japanese kids like, It was on the textbook, right? Teacher said so, and then that's it. So, like, to become an adult, it means you have to make many difficult decisions based on your experience and based on your knowledge, right? And so it's not like nothing's gonna be on the textbooks. And especially, it was kind of funny because like I was watching one of the YouTube videos. Those are made by Japanese entrepreneurs, and then most common topics that they talk about is that Japanese education is shit because excuse me but because they um, they don't teach taxes. Yeah, they don't teach taxes because this is my completely my opinion, but more the government teach about taxes to the kids, then the more they would understand how to avoid it. So, yeah, I feel like it is because the government wants to take more and more taxes. So, one of the things that I think people should learn is taxes without being illegal, like how to reduce the tax amount. You know, just like, you know, Rich Dad and Poor Dad says, the book. Yeah. So that's what I think. Anyway, um, trying to catch up on some comments though. Red Tipsy, hi. I can speak French. No, I can't speak French. I tried. I tried to learn. I tried to learn German, French, and Chinese in my life, and I failed completely with French and Chinese. Not my not yeah not my brain doesn't click at all. German, little bit. I can speak a little bit of German, like just a little bit. Maybe I can count. Or I can maybe um, introduce myself, maybe. But it's been a while. The reason is because I have a friend in Switzerland and who introduced me to the studying abroad program when I was in high school. And then I have a host sister in Austria. That's why. I also try to practice Korean because many people say that Korean is so easy for Japanese people. And so I decided to make a little chart. You know, the not Chinese, Korean letters. And those are like a puzzles, you know. And so I self-studied, and then within like a day I was able to make the word. I already forgot, but like I was able to understand the structure of it, and then once you understand the structure you can read Korean. It's simple, it's very simple, but I have no interest in Korean, so I'm not gonna like study further than that. But that Japanese people will stay alone when they turn 18 years old. What do you mean? Like live alone? What do you mean stay alone? Do, do, do. Ah, when swearing you say excuse my French. Don't you say like excuse my language? I thought that's what it is. Excuse my language. Excuse me. Excuse my language. Yeah. Ask Chris Broad. I okay, so I speak American accent, right? And there's like two times in my life that I felt so bad because I couldn't understand the other person's accent. And the first time was when I met an Australian person. And so I was at this like interpreter job, and I had to translate, American English to Japanese, and that was my job. But there was like one Australian person who has thick accent, and I was like, oh, I can't understand what she's saying, right? And the other time was Chris. It was like long time ago that like we met at the Tokyo Creatives party or something. And then like we got into like talk, like like we were talking about YouTube or something, and I can't understand most of it, but like every now and then I was like, what did you say? Like, can you say it again? Like, can you type? Can you write that down? you know. So yeah, yeah. Other than that, like I'm pretty. Yeah, I've talked with my host sister in English. She has a little accent, but yeah, I can understand. Do, 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 I think Japan education is okay because it ensure people graduate with a solid base level of knowledge, but it is bad because it doesn't teach more free thinking of skill. That's true. That's true. But I would say that if Japanese college education is what it is, then I don't think high school students should study that much. Oh, like another story that I was talking to one of my friends from Tokyo, and he's a actually foreigner. He's not Japanese, but so I understand like he probably doesn't have any connection with Japanese high school students, but he asked me like if it was possible for me to open up like my Sundays and teach classes. Like he was like, maybe schools are off, so like people wants to learn English, and I was like, I don't think so. And he was like, why? And I was like, because Japanese high school students go to school on Sundays. And I was like, what? Do they go to school on Sundays? Like, yeah, they have to take mock tests. Yeah, so Japanese school, except for those not so smart schools, because we have to take entrance examination for high school also, right? And so depending on your academic grades, you decide which school you go to. And so if you go to a dumb schools, and then yeah, like every day is a paradise, you can do anything and you don't even have to take tests, right? But if you go to fine high schools, and you basically have to study every day from morning to night, and then after you come home you basically get changed, you have to go to a cram school, and you study around until like 10, and yeah, basically everything's to pass the entrance examination for university. And however, yeah, and then so in order to do so, you usually go to school on Saturday and Sunday. Yeah. So even if you open up the class on Sundays, no one comes. Especially like if you are in high school, and then despite your schedule is so full, still you want to come to English schools, that means you are very serious about your education, right? And that means, yeah, you're too busy with school and you can't come to Sunday classes. Yeah. So, just to put it out there. Can you speak Vietnamese? Nope. No, I can't. Uh, I met somebody. She's not like a friend or anything like that. I met somebody in America who spoke like 5, 6 languages, and then she was even able to speak Arabic, Arabic. I mean, I feel like I'm pronouncing it wrong. Japanese tax is already ridiculously low, 8 to 10%. Yeah. Yeah. Consumption taxes are very low. Consumption taxes, that's something that you can't really avoid when you go to store and that you, without your knowledge, you are paying consumption taxes, right? So more like I would say simply put, you have to understand the structure of consumption taxes. So when you are running a business, then there is a point where you have to start paying consumption taxes that you charged your clients, right? So until up to some point, you can keep all the consumption taxes that you get from the clients because you're making not so much money, so that's kind of you're exempt from the paying the consumption taxes to the country. And but actually this is a good topic as well, that uh, Japanese government has been changing the law, and then I think it'll be enacted from next year. I think. Yeah, I think so. Um, it's very complicated, but basically, if you if you if you are self-employed and if you wait, let me clear my thoughts. You have two choices if you're running a small business or self-employed. One, you keep what you are doing, and but you have to pay taxes, consumption taxes, I think. I'm very okay. I wasn't ready for talking about this, but anyway. So the big picture is that the government is trying to get all the consumption taxes possible from those who are even running a smallest companies ever or self-employed. So yeah, so you kind of have to update your knowledge about taxes. And also like when you start getting like more and more and more money, then I don't have to worry about that. But like if you have a lot of money and then like government can take up to like almost 50% of your earnings, but if you have assets and then they can't touch that. So once you start growing your companies, and then you better have more assets and then trying to have less um, you know, earnings, you know. Anyway, it's a difficult topic. This is why companies hire accountants to do taxes, and that's why you're wrong. Accountants, more like tax attorneys. I do have tax attorneys. I hire tax attorneys because once you incorporate your business, you have to. So at the end of the fiscal year, the paperwork that you turn into the tax office, that has to be done by tax attorney. You can't do it. Every day, day-to-day accounting, you can do it by yourself if you want to save some money. Otherwise, you have to hire somebody to do that. So that means you have to pay, right? So in my case, I like doing taxes, so and I want to learn how taxes work. So I do all my I have control over the whole like finance aspect of my company. And then when I have some questions, I ask specific questions to my tax attorney, and he has the answer. So he tells me what to do, right? But then even if I think that there is other way around, and I also ask that as well. Yeah, I understand that, but like, can I do like this way? Is it possible? Is it or is it legal or is it illegal, right? And then he tells me, this is okay, but this is not good, and then blah 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 blah, right? So you you cannot trust a accountant or tax attorneys because they learn the law, so they know the law, but they are not trying to help your company basically. So they only wants to do the job that they are assigned to, and then they are using your company's money, so they don't really care if your company's taxes will get, maybe 5% lower than last year. They don't care. I care. So what you have to do is that you have to keep in touch with the tax attorney, and you have to throw a bunch of questions, and you have to come up with the good tactics and then strategies, and then you have to make sure your strategy is legal. That's how you have to run your business. Otherwise you'll be paying a lot and a lot of taxes, and then you're like, but I have my tax attorney, so I don't know anything about like what I'm doing with like expenses and whatnot. A lot of tax attorneys screw up with the expenses, and so you can't just throw the receipts, and then like I'm seeing like a lot of people who are dropping out of the live streaming. But this is very important. Like, you can't just like let the other people do their jobs. You have to kind of supervise over them, and you have to throw some questions. So that's your job as CEO. Anyway, so it dropped like 10. Hilarious. But I have like a couple more minutes, so anyway, I can see why in Japan, the women are the ones in the relationship to handle the money. Sherry is extremely knowledgeable. Uh, thanks. I have faith in Jerry. Not extremely. I have some knowledge, but not so many people have this much knowledge because they are not running their business. And even if they're running their business, you can pay the taxes. Why are we talking about taxes? we we can pay taxes because taxes are normally less than what you make, right? Usually like maybe 10%, 20%, but still it's low, like less, much less than what you made from the previous year. So if you suck it up, all the anger towards the government, you can still pay, right? And yeah, so that's why people just like, fine, we're gonna pay and then we're gonna complain later. But I'm very stingy. I don't do anything illegal, but I'm very stingy. So like if I don't have to pay, I don't wanna pay. So that's who I am. And that's why I study. That's why I throw questions to the tax attorney, trying to figure out the way, you know. I'm not doing anything illegal, just so you know. Oh, good question. So we're gonna go back to Japan's adulthood. Since Japan lowered the age of adulthood to 18, does coming of age celebration now is celebrated at 18 as well? That's a very good question. And so I actually didn't know about that myself, but apparently the legal age is decided by the law. So like, whole Japan, right? But the coming of age ceremony is held by each prefecture or each city or town. So basically, government doesn't care what they're gonna do. Here's your answer. And so some cities, some towns would celebrate at the age of 18 from next year, or there are some cities and towns are saying that we're gonna stick with 20, So we're gonna celebrate coming of age day at the age of 20. It's not gonna change. So it's gonna be, I don't know. I feel like coming of age day is a big ceremony, like big event, important event for Japanese people. It's part of the culture. So I feel like they should decide where if they celebrate at the age of 20 or at the age of 18. So yeah, I think they should decide, but we don't know what's gonna happen. 20 years old in Japan is still a child. Yep. That's my point. That's my point for the day. But it's kind of scary though. I started my own business when I was 20. And that time I thought I was like, I was ready. I'm like, mature enough. And then I was like, I hired some staff, and then most of them were university students, and then they were all turned 20. I was like, they're still kids. It's like, you're 20. Oh, you're so cute, So, yeah. Anyway, uh, so, so, give me any questions. We only have like a few more minutes, so give me some questions. Question, please. Question, please. Dumb questions are fine. Try to go back if I missed any questions, but no one? Oh, alarm. So 3 more minutes. Oh, you're gonna build a kabushiki gaisha in Japan. I didn't know until recently this KK is kabushiki gaisha. That's like corporation in Japanese. And you can choose like corp or like CO period or like CO limited, whatever. Like you could choose basically anything, right? But like I just didn't like the looks of KK together. So, you know, you might it can remind you of something, no? But yeah, building a corporation, I might make, since like you guys are so interested in like open up a business in Japan, like I might make like legit series of me talking about like starting a business, blah blah blah. Are you guys interested? Like I can talk about it forever. That's what I usually do with like Norm and other people. Like, okay, I have a business idea. Like, we're gonna do this, making a video. Okay, okay, I can do that. Um, as a foreigner who doesn't have a citizenship in Japan, Japan might be the one of the most difficult country to make your own business. Uh, yeah, starting your business in Japan, right? Because like first of all, you have to. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave this like this one thing because this is the one of the biggest thing. But you have to have at least 5 million yen to start a company. That's something that you have to invest at the beginning. So you have to prove to the government that you have put in 5 million yen into your corporate bank account. So in Japan, if you're Japanese wants to start a business in Japan, you don't have to do that. You can start a company from 1 yen. So it's ridiculous. Yeah. Work visa is tricky. Yeah, work visa. Yeah, work visa. Yeah. Like working visa is not that difficult as long as you find a corporation who can sponsor you. But business visa, like a investor's visa or something. Yeah, that's the tough one. It's very actually I talked about the whole what is it, the visa and then like this 5 million yen type of thing in like a 2 year old video with Jasmine. Yeah, I think if you go into my videos and then if you change the order from newest one at the top to most popular, and then I think most popular one was the how to start a business in Japan as a foreigner or something with Jasmine. So there I kind of mentioned about the most basic things. So yeah, if your wife is easier, wife is Japanese and it gets easier. I think you have to, I think you what is it? Yeah, you kind of have to start the business together, but it's possible. Yeah, it's possible. But okay, I'm going to answer some fine, not so serious ones, and then be done. How old are you? Interesting. I've talked about it so many times. I'm 29. Da, 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 da. A foreigner moving to Japan, do they all go into teaching English, or are there other jobs from your experience? There are other jobs in Japan as well. You don't have to be an English teacher. However, mostly you have to be an IT guy. You have, and then you have to be able to speak, not only speak but read and write Japanese, and you have to be able to use keigo. um were we competing with the ages? Yay, I'm 30. Okay. What I lost. But I was gonna say, um so what were we talking about? Seriously, what were we talking about? I lost the comment. Where'd it go? Oh, okay, okay. And then you basically have to pass Jane. No, not Jane. I was gonna say Jane. Do you want it? JLPT. JLPT N2. That's minimum. That's minimum. It's better to have N1, because no jobs outside of English teaching job would hire a person who doesn't have N2. What are Japanese rules for working at home? I have no idea. I don't work for a company. I have no idea. That's it. That's it. How about living in Japan while remote working for a company in a foreign country? I think that's possible. Again, taxes. Taxes will be kind of difficult. If YouTube is the same thing, so you might not realize it, but the YouTube headquarters is in America. So basically, older YouTubers have to claim taxes under US law. But if you're living in a country where there's some sort of treaty is exchanged in hands, like Japan, then as long as you can prove that you are paying the taxes to Japanese government, then you can claim that to the US government, and then you have to pay the taxes to the US. But if you are US citizens, no matter where you live, you have to pay double. So if you are living in France and you are US citizens, and then you have to pay the taxes to the US and you have to pay the taxes to France, apparently. So depending on where you live and depending where you're from, and also depending if you were full-time employees of that company, or depending on if you are freelancers. So, alrighty, I think that concludes tonight. Yeah, we should do a lot of like, stupid, not stupid, like, kind of like simple, dumb, stupid, same thing, like not so important. um, Not so important, questions, I guess. All right, so it's been 55 minutes, so I want to keep it under, 1 hour. So, alrighty, I will talk to you guys next week then. Next week is April 1st. Oh, April Fool. April Fools. I never done that. I should think of something. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. Seems like you guys are very interested in like the business side of it, so I will make some videos. I don't know when. All right, so if you have any other topics that you want me to cover, you can just leave it in the comments. I'll look through the comments after the live stream is over as well, so just leave them there. And I might pick one or two and then talk about it in the next live streaming. So, alrighty, so have a good night, and I'll see you next week. Bye. Ah.